Welcome to another edition of Biblical Errancy Commentary, the series that takes a critical look at Scripture, pointing out its numerous errors, contradictions, and fallacies. This program teaches a kind of Sunday school in reverse by giving you the biblical information that you should have heard but didn't. With millions of Americans hearing a totally one-sided presentation of the Bible, balance is greatly needed. Only when people are given both sides of an issue can a truly objective analysis be possible. And here to provide the alternative perspective is the editor of Biblical Errancy Newsletter, Mr. Dennis McKenzie.
Welcome to the 44th edition of Biblical Errancy Commentary. We're pleased you've joined us. This program is the second in a series of commentaries on biblical statements that are false. If you'll recall, we mentioned in the last program that this series would cover the 5 major areas of false teachings, perfection, testing the Bible, miracles, and prayer. Today we'll conclude our list of directly false biblical statements that was begun in the prior program. No doubt many responsible parents would take issue with Proverbs 22:6, which says, quote, "Train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old he will not depart from it," unquote. If that doesn't clash with the drug scene, nothing will. Many children have gone to drugs, and teenage pregnancy is rampant despite responsible parental upbringing in many cases. This verse ignores outside influences. Proverbs 28:16 says, "A ruler who lacks understanding is a cruel oppressor, and he who hates unjust gain will prolong his days," unquote. Anyone who has studied history knows that decent rulers have died at young ages and failed to prolong their days. Proverbs 26:3 says, "A whip for the horse, a bridle for the ass, and a rod for the back of fools." That's undoubtedly read with relish by those with a violent disposition. In the same tradition, Proverbs 29:19 says, "By mere words a servant is not disciplined, for though he understands, he will not give heed," unquote. That's a little more than a green light for the physical mistreatment of those in a subservient position. Ecclesiastes 1:15 says, "What is crooked cannot be made straight, and what is lacking cannot be numbered." If society really believed that the crooked cannot be made straight, then there would be no need for either rehab programs or repair shops. Ecclesiastes 7:3-4 and 7:1 are in direct conflict with the primary rule of good mental health. The former says, "Sorrow is better than laughter, for by sadness of countenance the heart is made glad. The heart of the wise is in the house of mourning, but the heart of fools is in the house of mirth." And the latter says, "A good name is better than precious ointment, and the day of death is better than the day of birth," unquote. Sorrow is better than laughter. Sadness makes the heart glad. Mourning is better than mirth, which is happiness. Your day of death is better than your day of birth. What utterly defeatist and depressing comments. No wonder so many biblicists are in serious need of mental health treatment. A verse that can't help but bring glee to all hedonists is Ecclesiastes 8:15, which says, "For there is nothing good for a man under the sun except to eat, drink, and be merry," unquote. Unfortunately, a sizable part of our younger generation appears to have taken this verse to heart. Far too many look upon life as little more than a bowl of cherries, with a liberal sprinkling of escapism, self-indulgence, and self-gratification. They overindulge in eating, drinking, sex, and allegedly having a good time. Serious self-discipline is the last thing on their minds. Ecclesiastes 9:11 says, quote, I saw that under the sun the race is not to the swift, nor the battle to the strong, nor bread to the wise, nor riches to the intelligent, nor favor to the men of skill, but time and chance happen to them all, unquote. If this verse were true, then nearly everyone would be inclined to adopt that hedonistic philosophy that was so obvious in the prior verse. If time and chance are the primary determinants, if they are running the show, if you're wasting your time trying to become swift, strong, wise, intelligent, and skillful, then why work? Why care? Why study? Why practice? Why even think? Ecclesiastes 10:20 says, "Even in your thoughts do not curse the king, nor in your bedchamber curse the rich, for a bird of the air will carry your voice," unquote. Well, it's a good thing George Washington either never read this verse, or if he did, he didn't take it seriously, since he revolted against King George. Isaiah 48:22 says, "There is no peace, saith the Lord, to the wicked," unquote. It's a sad fact, unfortunately, that the wicked are very often the ones who have the most peace and quiet. Proverbs 19:5 says, "A false witness will not go unpunished, and he who utters lies will not escape," which is one of those verses that has little to do with reality.